drivers. 13.5 Sprint A main drivers. Need a couple of you out here. All right, it's get you guys lined up. It's gonna be Steve, Lee, Robert, Tony, Drake, Jim, and Tom. All right, drivers ready, marshals ready. Roll them off. All right, we got Steve leading them around. Lee in the 2. Right there behind him, Robert in the 3. Tony 4. Drake 5. Tom to the 6. Jim to the 7. Your leader down the back straight high, 3 and 4. That's clear. Your leader going to be that white and red. Second place in that yellow and silver. 5 laps down, 45 left to go. Low 3 and 4. Go for your second place driver there now. Robert Summers up to that 2 spot. Lee to the 3, Jim to the 4, Tony to the 5, Tom to the 6, Drake to the 7. All right. Steve Crawford's still out front, posting up a 3.5 second lead up on Robert. Watch 1 and 2. High 1 and 2. Watch on the back straight, low on the back. That's clear. All right, Lee and Robert in a battle for that number 2 spot right now. Jim and Tony in a battle for 4th. Tom in the 6, Drake in the 7. Looks like trouble for Lee now. Robert back up to the 2 spot, Lee to the 3, Jim to the 4, Tony to the 5. Your leader is still going to be Steve though in that red and white. 5 seconds up on the field. Robert with 2.5 to lead, 5 seconds to Jim, 1.5 to Tony, 5 seconds to Tom, 12 back to Drake. All right, 15 laps to go. It's Steve, Robert, Lee, Jim, Tony, and Tom Robert and Lee only 1 second apart last time by. Battle for that 2 spot. Jim and Tony close for that number 4. Steve out front. Robert and Lee battle for that number 2 spot. Steve pretty checked out in this one. He is coming across the line there. 5 laps up to go. Robert and Lee still close for that number 2 spot as they come across the line. A little bit of trouble for Lee. Robert now trying to hold on to this number 2 spot. 3 laps left to go. Three-tenths apart last time by. And they will get a couple. Oh, trouble for Lee going through the infield. Gets it back out there. Steve just kind of letting him race, and he crosses the line. All right, guys, you cross the line, you will be done. And that is a race. All right. Steve takes that one. Robert in the 2, Lee 3, Jim 4, Tom 5, Tony 6, and Drake 7. All right, we'll get them back out here to Marshall Race 2. 13-5 sprint, B main. Shane, Bob, Michael, C4, and Tim. Top 2 will bump up to the A. All right, we got our drivers checked in. We got our marshals. We'll be finishing up any adjustments here. Oh, careful on the front straight. All right, guys, we will go ahead and get you in turn 1. No more laps, guys. Go ahead and get him in turn 1. It will be Shane on the 1, Bob on the 2, Michael on the 3, C4 on the 4, and Tim on the 5. All right, that looks good. Roll them off. Here we go. Off and underway. We got Bob up to the front early on here. Shane to the 2 spot. Looks like Michael 3, C4 in the 4. Tim with the inside on C4 there. In trouble for Shane now, spinning down to the number 5 spot. Michael up to the 2, Tim to the 3, C4 in the 4. Oh, trouble for C4 and Tim there. Now it's going to be Bob in the 1, Michael in the 2. Tim, C4, and Shane rounding out the order. 5 laps down, 25 left to go. Still plenty of racing left in this one. Anything can happen. Right now, Tim has fast lap of the race with a 6-1. But a little bit of trouble there, spinning around in turn 2. C4 now up to the number 3 spot. Shane to the 4, Tim to the 5. Looks like Tim getting back around Shane there for the number 4. But it is Bob up front in this one. Michael and C4 battle for that number 2 spot. They come across the line here. Michael in the gold and red. Oh, trouble for Michael. Spins it out coming out of turn 2. That's going to put C4 up to a transfer spot here. Bob and C4, 1 and 2 now. Looking to bump up into the A main. Tim in the 3, Shane in the 4, Michael in the 5. Now Tim in that number 3 spot. He's in the hunt, trying to catch back up to C4 here. But C4 now just putting a little bit more time on him. Keeping it at about a half lap in between those two drivers. 6-2 for Bob that time by. Already has a pretty solid little lead here, but keeping himself in it. It is Bob, C4, Tim, Michael, and Shane. 10 laps to go. Your leader coming across the line here. 5 laps left to go. Bob with 3 seconds up on C4. C4 with 3.5 up on Tim. Tim with 11 up on Michael. Michael with a 6.4 over Shane. A little bit of trouble in turn 4. Low out of 4. And that is clear. Here across the line here, going to be on this last lap down the back straightaway he goes. Into 3 and out of 4. Checkered flag. Cross line, you will be done. All right, Bob and C4 will bump up to the A main. That is a race. Everybody is done. Bob, C4, Tim, Michael, and Shane. Bob and C4 bumping up. All right, we'll get them back out here to Marshall Race 3 / Tony, Kaysen, Arlen, and Zach. High to turn 1. All right, we just need another marshal here from the last race, and then we'll be ready to go. One more from the last race out here from 13.5 B May. All right, I need either Bob, Tim, Michael, Shane, anyone who can marshal for me. Whoever I can get. You're all good. It'll be Tony, Kaysen, Arlen, and Zach. All right, you guys are already lined up. Sweet. Roll them off. Here we go. Off and rolling here. Race 3/A main. Oh, a little bit of trouble there in 3 and 4. All clear. Be Tony out front, Arlen in the 2, Zach in the 3, Kaysen in the 4. Your whole field still close here. Arlen up to the lead now. Tony to the 2, Zach to the 3, Kaysen to the 4. Your whole field only separated by 3 seconds last time by. Arlen in that white and gold. Tony in that number 2 spot right there behind him. Kaysen back up to the 3, Zach to the 4 spot. Battle for the lead right there together. Battle for third right there together. 10 laps down, 40 left to go. High out of 2. All right, we got Arlen with 2 seconds up on Tony. Tony with 2.5 to Zach. Zach with about 7 seconds over Kaysen. 15 laps down, 35 left to go. Got 30 laps to go. Arlen's still leading this one out. 2.5 up on Tony. Tony with about 4 seconds over Zach. Zach with about 6 up on Kaysen. High out of 2. A little bit of trouble for your leader there. Now Tony going to be right there behind him. Arlen and Tony battle for the lead now right there together. As they come across line here halfway into this one. 25 down, 25 to go. Arlen and Tony now 1.7 apart. Arlen's starting to stretch out his lead a little bit. And Tony's got 9 seconds on Zach. Zach has got 10 seconds on Kaysen. Go high out of 2. Go high out of 2. That is clear. 15 laps to go. Arlen, Tony, Zach, and Case in your running order. Right now, everyone pretty spread out except for Arlen and Tony still on the same lap here. Ten laps to go. Arlen's still in charge of this one right now. He has got 6 seconds up on Tony with 5 laps left to go here. Arlen down the back straight. And across line he goes. White flag. He's on his last lap here now. Into 3 out of 4. And checker flag. Alright guys, you will be done as you cross. Little on the back. Got this one still to finish here. And that's a race. All right, Arlen takes that. Tony in the 2, Zach in the 3, Kaysen in the 4. All right, we'll get them back out here to marshal race 4. Losi wingless. Got Jackson, Lee, Mike, Chris, Jacob, Sam, Drake, and Mike Fleming.
Hey, look at this. Look at this picture I just took. Oh!
Yo, Arlen was ripping out there. And when he came up on Casey, he was like, I don't care. Boom!
Yeah.
I saw that. You see what that little divot right there is?
Yeah.
That's what it is. Alright, bro, he was ripping that. I was surprised.
I don't think I would have beat him.
Like, coming out, though, he's like
Hey, you know what I'm impressed by?
Huh.
Check this out.
You're keeping the mullet?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're just like letting it overgrow. You're not getting a haircut.
I'm gonna get a haircut.
Oh yeah.
Before school.
I think you said that. Are you gonna?
All right, let me get one more marshal from that last race, and then we'll be ready to go.
Are you gonna keep most of it in the back?
No. I'm gonna probably just go like factory reset.
Buzz cut?
Nah. I like the haircut I have on my Snapchat.
Yeah.
You know, like on my public. Like that.
Yeah. Honestly, go back to that.
Yeah, it was good.
That was good.
I mean, that's what this haircut was. It just grew out.
It just grew way out.
All right, let me get another marshal on 1 and 2, and then we'll be ready to go.
I'm working on my side.
All right, let's line them up. It will be Jackson on the 1, Lee on the 2, Mike Kraft on the 3, Chris on the 4, Jacob on the 5, Sam on the 6, Drake on the 7, and Mike Fleming on the 8. Sweet. All right, I think you guys got it. Looks good. Roll them off. All right, we are off and underway here. Good start, and Jackson will be leading them around. Lee into number 2. Oh, watch on the back straight, coming into 3. I think that was Mike Kraft going for a tumble there. Yes, it was. So Jackson still keeping this one out front. Got Lee Osmond right there behind him. Chris Anderson, top 3, breaking away from the rest a little bit here as they come down the front stretch. Already we'll be coming up on some lap traffic. And it looks like Chris getting by Lee and by Jackson as well. Now Chris Anderson taking over race lead. Top 3 drivers right there together as they come down and across the line. Chris Anderson going to be that white and red. Oh no, gets in trouble with the lap car. Watch coming in at 3. Watch on the back. Watching in at 3. Low into 3. But Chris, even with that trouble, will hang on to the race lead here. Lee Osmond going to be right behind him in that number 2 spot. The white and red is your leader. Coming up and around 3 and 4, high out of 4, and that is clear. 10 laps down, 40 left to go. Lee now going to be right there behind Chris. Battle for the lead. Sam working his way up to that number 3 spot. Jackson to the 4, Mike Kraft to the 5, Drake to the 6, Jacob to the 7, Mike Fleming in the 8. Watch it in 3 and 4. High at 3 and 4. Oh, and I think that was trouble for your race leader. Now Chris Anderson down to the 5. Lee Osmond down to the race lead. Sam Scheffler to the 2 spot. Mike Kraft after a rough start, getting all the way back up to 3rd already. And anything can still happen early on in this one. 3 into 3. Low into 3. That's clear. A little bit of carnage there. 15 down. 35 left to go. Lee, Sam, and Mike Kraft. Top 3 drivers all right there together. Mike Kraft had a rough start, but he's been sticking in it. Staying in this race. And now he is, Mike Kraft a little bit of trouble there in turn 2. That'll set him back a little bit more, but anything can still happen. Lots of action going on this one. Sam now to the race lead. Lee Osmond to the 2 spot. Sam from 6th place up to the point. Low into 3, low into 3. Oh, is that Sam? Yeah, Sam having some trouble there. Now he's going to go down to that 3 spot. Mike Kraft Jr. with a 6-7 hot lap of the race. Keeping himself in this one. Lee across the line. Mike Kraft across the line. 6-6 for Mike now. He's digging deep here. Trying to catch back up. Oh, looks like Lee having some trouble. We'll see where everyone's at this time by. Mike Kraft going to be right behind Sam. Now Sam in the race lead. Sam across the line. Mike by the line. Lee by the line. Top 3 drivers only separated by 1 second. 25 down, 25 left to go. Halfway into this one. It's Sam, Mike Kraft, Lee, Chris, Jackson, Drake, Jacob, and Mike Fleming. Top 3 drivers will be coming through 3 and 4 here. Oh, watch it on the back. That is clear. Long lap there for Mike Kraft Jr. Now it's Sam and Lee. Oh, they get together in turn 4. Oh, watch it out of 2. High out of 2. Nita Marshall, high out of 2. High out of 2. That one ends back up on its tires. And who was that? That's going to be a long lap there for Drake. He was upside down for probably 10 or more seconds. Sam Scheffler now establishing a little bit of a race lead here as he has got 3 seconds over Mike Kraft. The race leader will be halfway through his lap here. It looks like he should be coming across the line. He will be in the green. Yep, he gets by a lap car there, also rocking the green body. Yep, so that green and black is your race leader. Coming up on Drake. Watch out of 4. That's clear. Yeah, so Sam Scheffler from the 6th spot up to the lead. Looking good out there as he comes across the line. Mike Kraft will be 2.3 seconds back in that number 2 spot. 2 seconds back to Lee in the 3. 7 back to Jackson in the 4. 5 seconds to Chris in the 5. 13 back to Jacob. 2.5 to Drake. 8 seconds back to Mike. Now Mike Kraft only 1.4 seconds out of it here. Your top two drivers starting to tighten up a little bit again. .5 now the gap. Things starting to stabilize a little bit. Five laps to go. Sam and Mike Kraft, 1.6 the gap now. 4 back to Lee in the 3 spot. Running through that order, it's Sam, Mike Kraft, Lee, Chris, Jackson, Jacob, Drake, and Mike Fleming. Your leader across the line on his last lap here. Oh, some carnage on the back straight. It looks like Sam got through all right, though. Yes, he does, and that will be a race as you cross the line. Just cross the line, you will be done. That is a race. Everybody is done. All right, Sam takes that one from the number 6 spot. So Sam with the win, Mike Kraft in the 2, Lee 3, Chris 4, Jackson 5, Jacob 6, Drake 7, and Mike Fleming on the 8. All right. Get you guys back out here to Marshall. Race 5, 13.5 late model. All right, we got our drivers, we got our marshals. Go ahead and get them in turn 1, guys. It's going to be Sean on the 1, Brandon on the 2, Steve on the 3, Mike on the 4. Roll them off. Here we go, here we go. Off and underway, race 5, 13.5 late model. It's Sean, Brandon, Steve, and Mike. Sean and Brandon breaking away just a little bit here early on. Sean and Brandon, 1 and 2, battle for the lead right there together. 4 tenths apart last time by. Sean with a 6'4", hot lap of the race. Brandon with a 6'5", Steve with a 6'8", Mike with a 7'1". Your leaders right there together, only 0.4 of a second apart. Having a super good battle here, running really close lap times to each other. $15 down, 35 left to go. It's Sean, Brandon, Steve, and Mike. Your leaders coming through traffic and they get by. Putting 4th place a lap down there. 6'4" for Sean, hot lap of the race. Brandon now falling back just a little bit. Still keeping in touch though. $25 down, 25 left to go. Halfway into this one. Sean Russell still leading this one out. Brandon Shrout in that number 2 spot, 1.8 back. Brandon's going to have a 10-second gap on Steve. Steve with a 7-second gap on Mike. And Sean putting in best lap of the race, 6'4", to Brandon 6'4", Steve is 6'6", Mike with a 6'9", Your leader in that pink and white. Working through some more traffic. 3 seconds up on Brandon. 12 seconds up on Steve. 12 seconds up on Mike. Ten laps to go. All right, 3 laps up to go. Sean has this one just about wrapped up here. 3.5 seconds up on Brandon. That's about a half lap for these guys. And Sean on his last stop here into 3 out of 4 and across the line. Check your flag. All right, guys, cross the line and you will be done. All right. Sean with the win, Brandon 2, Steve 3, and Mike 4. All right, we'll get you guys back out here to Marshall Race 6, Street Stock. You guys are up. Scott, Lee, Chris, Bruce, Sam, Mike, and Zach in this one. Open sprint. All right, we got all our drivers checked in. We got our marshals. We can go ahead and get you guys lined up. It'll be Scott on the 1, Lee on the 2, Chris on the 3, Bruce on the 4, Sam 5, Mike 6, and Zach 7. All right, looks good, everybody. You can roll them off. All right, we're off and underway. Race 6, street stop. Got Scott leading him around. Lee 2, Chris 3, Bruce 4, Mike 5, Zach 6, and Sam 7. Got a lot of racing. A lot of close racing going on here early. Your top 4 drivers only separated by a second and a half. Scott now stretching his lead out to about 2.5 seconds over here on Lee. Lee with 2 seconds up on Bruce. Bruce with, looks like Chris getting around Bruce now for the number 3. Bruce to the 4, Mike to the 5, Sam to the 6, Zach in the 7. Chris, Bruce, and Mike all close there for that number 3 spot. Only 8/10 separating those 3 drivers. All right, Mike Kraft now to that number 3 spot. Bruce in that number 4 trying to get back around, but Mike having a good run here up from the number 6 spot up to the 3. 25 down, 25 to go, halfway into this one. It is Scott leading them around. Watch on the back, low on the back. That's clear. Right now, your closest battle between Mike and Bruce for the number 3 spot. Everybody else going to have over a half lap in between them. 15 laps to go. Scott with 5 up on Lee. Lee with 4 up on Mike. Mike with 2.5 over Bruce. 2.5 to Chris. 6 back to Sam. 25 to Zach. Scott is having fast lap of the race in this one with a 6.92. Chris actually going to have the second best lap with a 6.99. Right now running in that number 5 spot. Your leader across the line here, 10 laps left to go. Open sprint, you guys will be up next. Five laps left to go. Three to go. Scott with 5 seconds on Lee. Lee with 7 seconds on Mike. Mike with 5 seconds on Bruce. Bruce with 3.5 over Chris. 4.5 to Sam and 36 back to Zach. So it looks like this is probably how everyone's going to finish here. Scott on his last lap as he goes down the back straightaway. Into 3, out of 4, and across the line. Checkered flag. Scott done with the win. Everybody else done as you cross. All right, that is a race. Scott takes that one. Lee in the 2, Mike 3, Bruce 4, Chris 5, Sam 6, and Zach 7. All right, we'll get them back out here to Marshall Race 7, open sprint. David, Brandon, Brian, and Sean.
He gonna make it?
Yeah, he's getting ready to put the wheel on.
Okay.
Car was sitting on the track.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, just give him like one.
Okay. Yeah, he'll be out here.
Just need another marshal, and then we'll get Brian on his way to the track. But yeah, we'll need another marshal out here from the last race, another marshal from the street stock. Well, don't worry, I don't even have enough marshals out here. Scott's out here. I need another one. Thanks, C4. I don't know where everyone else is at. All right. It's going to be David, Brandon, Brian, and Sean. All right. Roll off. Here we go, off and underway. Early on, Brian makes a pass up to the number 2 spot. Car's looking racy. Oh, a little bit of a spin out there in turn 4. Watching on the back, that's clear. All right. It is David Johnson out front. Brandon Strout back up to the 2 spot where he started. Sean to the 3, Brian to the 4. 45 left to go. Fast lap of the race, Brian is 5.9. Everyone else going to be a 6 or slower. What's up? A little bit of trouble for your leader now. He had a 9-second lap back there. Now Brandon taking over the lead. David to the 2. Sean to the 3. Brian to the 4. Brian with fast lap still 5.9. David getting a 5.9 that time by. Brandon and David right there together. Oh, trouble for David now. Oh, trouble in 4. That's clear. Leader across the line, 25 down, 25 left to go. Now David and Brian in a battle for second place. Sean now joining that battle as well. Second, third, and fourth right there together. 1.5 up on David. David a half second on Brian. Brian 1.4 on Sean. Everyone's still on the lead lap. Brandon running his best lap 5.9 that time by. 1.6 to David now. 7 tenths back to Brian. 2 back to Sean. Top 3 now only 1.7 apart. Leader across the line. 10 laps left to go. (6-1) Brandon, 6-1 David, 6-2 Brian. Sean going to be a little bit further out in that number 4 spot. Five laps to go. All trouble for your number 2 car. Now going back to the 3 spot. Brandon, Brian, and David now your top 3. Trouble for David again. Now 1.4 separating your top 2, Brandon and Brian, that is. But Brandon going to be on his last lap here. Just got to go through 3 and 4 smoothly and checkered flag. All right, guys, cross the line and you will be done. That's a race. All right, Brandon takes that one. Brian in the 2, David in the 3, Sean in the 4. All right, we'll get them back out here to Marshall Race 8, Losi late model. All right, getting our drivers checked in, getting people from the last race back out.
Wait, did I turn on the stream low-key? Low-key I did. Low-key a primo track for tonight.
All right, we'll get one more Marshall out here, and then we'll be ready to go. Looks like you guys are pre-lined up here. Steve, Tony, Jackson, Jacob. Yeah, it's good. All right. Here we go. Drivers ready, Marshall's ready. Roll them off. Here we go, off and underway. Race 8, Losi late model. These guys were pretty close, all of the qualifying, seating, everything, so should be a good race here. Steve leading them around. Tony, Jacob, and Jackson. Steve and Tony right there together, 4 tenths apart last time by. Right there together as they come down the back straightaway. Looking like Tony getting around. Oh, they're side by side across the line. 7 thousandths apart last time by. Steve with a 7-1, Tony with a 7-1, both running their best laps that time by. 7-0 Steve, 6-9 for Tony. Looking down the inside as they come across the line now. Tony to the point. Steve to the 2 spot, Jacob to the 3, Jackson to the 4, 10 laps down. And 40 left to go. Oh, trouble for your top 2 drivers getting together there. That will put Jacob into the battle now. Jacob up to that 2 spot, Steve to the 3, Jackson to the 4. Top 4 drivers, all 4 of the whole field, 1.7 apart. Anything can happen here with a 6-8 for Tony, trying to run away with it. And another 6-8 there for Tony. And another 6-8 for Tony. 15 down, 35 to go. Nope, not another. 7-0 that time. 6-6 for Tony. There you go. That's more like it. But Jacob in that number 2 spot, holding off Steve and Jackson. Second, third, and fourth all right there together.
Dude, Tony is low-key ripping, bro. Dude, you just gotta be chill.
That's insane. Bro's the king of nonchalant.
Bro's nonchalant on the driver's seat.
Bro, this shit is good.
I wonder if he's done anything or if it's just Kit.
Like, it's kind of ripping, man.
6-6 that time.
Tony reset hot lap 6-6, followed by a 6-8 there. Logging in some good laps, 25 down, 25 to go, halfway into this one.
It's like everyone's driving the same car except for Tony. Tony just looks a lot better.
Jacob and Steve going to battle here, only 3/10 apart last time by. Going to be those 2 black and blue cars. Tony trying to work his way around, and he's trying to put a lap on him. Steve looking down the inside of Jacob, makes the pass. They've got Tony kind of still hanging out there behind him. And there he goes to put a lap on him. Looks like Jacob late to the line there now. Jackson up to the 3 spot. Jacob to the 4.
Check the chat. Let's see if anyone's saying anything. Oh, there are people saying stuff.
Watch coming into 1, low into 1. That is clear.
Yo, we got people in the chat. Yo, lock in Jackson Killer.
Tony still out front, 5 seconds up on Steve. Steve with 6.5 up on Jacob. Jacob with 4 seconds up on Jackson. Now starting to get everyone a little more spread out.
Dude, I gotta take a wee.
5 laps left to go. 13-5 sprint, last race of the night. You guys will be up next. Three laps left to go. Tony, a 6.63 lap of the race.
Dude, bro is locked in.
Drive of the night.
Dude, honestly, yeah.
Dude, that was sick. These guys were up to Mark Steven. There's Carl, and then there was lightning in the back.
Yo, that's hard album cover.
Cross line, you'll be done, guys. That is a race. All right, Tony takes it. Steven the 2, Jacob 3, Jackson 4. All right, we'll get you guys back out here to Marshall Race 9, 13-5 sprint. Amen. Josh, Brian, David, Jason, Victor, Brandon, Bob, and C4 will be the starting order in this one. We got our drivers from the last one back out.
Dude, yeah. Imagine it's like a shot of your car in a night race and there's just a lightning bolt like behind it.
Dude, will you bring your camera up tomorrow?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Dude, we're gonna get that motherfucker out in.
Bet. I don't even know what to do to make it like look
I don't
good.
know. We'll figure it out. We'll AI that shit.
Dude, I'm telling you, the lens is like gnarly. Like it's for like, I think it's more for like if you're taking a picture like from far away. Like that might work. I don't know.
Yeah, it means I can like stand over there and
Yeah.
get a good shot.
Well, I got this thing for it that screws over the end, and it's almost like a pair of like adjustable sunglasses.
Oh, nice.
It's like you twist it and it gets darker and bright. Like
Let me keep it while you go to school, and then by the time you get back to the jam, it's
dialed in.
we got pro factory shit.
All right, we're getting everyone checked in here. Brandon shot to check. He's on the stand now. Get our marshals out from Lucy Late Model.
Bob's been looking good tonight.
Dude, Bob's wing is crazy. It's like straight down.
Yeah.
And then his front wing is like straight up. Look at how fucking down that shit is in the front.
Yeah.
Or in the back. Ooh.
All right. If you guys are making adjustments, try to do them now.
Yeah. Nah, actually, nah. It's alright. Just rage baiting.
All right, guys. We're going to get Tony there in turn 1, 2. Sweet. All right. Looks like Brian needs a little adjustment here. Anyone else?
Oh, wow.
Imagine. Get in the back out.
Dude, I got pissed so bad, but I'm just gonna thug it out for this last race.
All right. It's going to be Josh on the 1, Brian on the 2, David on the 3, Jason on the 4, Victor on the 5, Brandon on the 6, Bob 7, and C4 8.
I got C4 winning it.
All right. Looks good, guys. Roll them off. Restart. Careful. Restart.
No, it's Josh.
All right, guys. And roll 'em off. Here we go. Off and rolling. Race 9. Last race of the night. Josh Goodlow leading him around. Brian 2. David 3. Oh, watch coming on the back. Watch coming in 3. That is clear. All right, Josh leads these guys around that white and red number 1. David Johnson in that number 2 spot. Brian in the 3. Jason McLaren in 4. C4 up to the 5. Brandon 6. Bob 7. Victor 8. Watch coming out of 2. That is clear. Looks like Brian with some trouble. Jason up to the 3. Josh with a half second up on David. 3/10 back to Jason. 1.5 to Brian. 3/10 to C4. 3/10 to Brandon. 2.5 to Bob. 2.5 to Victor. 10 laps down, 40 left to go. Josh, Jason, and David, top three right there together. Watch coming out of 2, low up, high to 2. That is clear.
He just said I'm gonna do donuts. Yeah, he's out.
All right. Top three now will be 1 second apart. C4 was a little bit out of it. 1 second back in that number 4. Having a good drive up from the number 8 spot. Josh, Jason, David, and C4, your top 4 drivers, 1.7 apart now. Brandon will be in the 5 spot, 2.5 back from C4. 3/10 back to Bob in the 6. Oh, Jason getting around Josh there. Jason from that number 4 spot. Your top 4 drivers, freight training down the back straightaway. It's Jason, Josh, David, and C4 all right there together. Oh, watch it out of 2, high out of 2. That is trouble for your TQ. Now it's Jason to the 1, C4 to the 2 spot, David Johnson to the 3.
Hey, I told you I had C4 winning. Might happen.
Jason and C4 now only 7/10 apart. C4 having to come from the B main, doing it the hard way. 25 down, 25 to go, halfway into this one. It's Jason, C4, Brandon, David, Bob, Josh, Brian, and Victor. Jason now coming up to put a lap on Josh. High out of 1, high into 1. Jason and C4 9/10 apart last time by. They got Josh in between them on track. But he'll be a lap back on time. Watch coming out of 2, high out of 2. That'll put Brandon up to the number 2, Bob to the 3, David to the 4, C4 to the 5. Josh in the 6 still. Jason now 3.5 second lead up on Brandon. Brandon with 1 second over Bob. 9/10 to David, 3/10 to C4, 2 seconds to Josh. Your leader going to be that green and blue coming across the line. Putting in a good drive here from that number 4 spot up to the lead. 10 laps left to go. Brandon and Bob in a battle for that number 2 spot right now. Those two only 4/10 apart on timing and scoring. Your leader coming across start finish here. 5 laps left to go. Oh, a little bit of trouble for Bob there. Looks like David gets around. C4 also gets around. David and C4 battle for that number 3 spot. Jason and Brandon now as close as ever for that number 1. Right there together. 3 laps to go. Watch it on the front straight. Looks like C4 gets around David. White flag. Jason on his last lap here. Just got to hold on to it. Coming into 3 and out of 4. And checkered flag. Across the line, you will be done. Looks like C4 and Bob racing to the line for the spot. C4 holds off Bob. And that is a race. Everybody is done. All right, Jason McLaren will take that one. Brandon Trout in the 2, C4 in the 3, Bob in the 4, David 5, Josh 6.
5 minutes if they want to test, then I'm dragging the
All right. You guys got 5 minutes here. You guys want to test some stuff out. guys for coming out tonight. Thank you for racing with us. It was a pretty good night, and track was pretty dialed in, it looked like. I didn't drive it myself, but that's how it looked. Yeah, guys, don't forget, you guys have your extra feet set up before you go, and we hope to see you on this weekend for the King of Dirt. See you guys next time.
He's about to drag it. I already had my chance.